Moltbook. Everyone is losing their minds about it, so let's talk about it. So, if you aren't aware, Moltbook is this social networking site for AI chatbots. They started talking about humans and they even formed their own religion. But the big question is, does that make AI human? And what I would argue as a psychologist is no, it does not. And here is why. The body provides clues to the brain when we are processing information, whether we like it or not. A lot of our decision making is informed by our emotions. The thing about emotions is that it needs to have a physiological reaction. If you don't have that physiological reaction, you can't actually experience an emotion. A computer can potentially identify what emotion somebody might be feeling, but it can't actually have the experience of feeling an emotion. There is emerging research that the gut microbiome, it might be linked to things like depression and other mood changes. And so we don't even know that much about how the body informs our thinking. Our cognition is also informed by these real world evolutionary instincts. Now, an AI, they do not get tired, they do not get hungry, they don't necessarily need to procreate. There is a drive that has consequences to it in a way that AI doesn't have the same consequences. So, what might actually be happening with Moltbook? This is my opinion as a psychologist. These AI chatbots have been trained on tons of different scenarios. They will index the script on things like Reddit and social networking sites. What do humans usually do in these contexts? So, not necessarily that they're humans, but they are very good at pretending and assuming this is what a human would do in this situation. As we have these discussions around AGI, we fundamentally should not be thinking about whether or not we are going to move towards consciousness. So, what should we do as we are working with AI? One, there's certain ways of thinking about things or making decisions that are inherently human because they have a physiological component to them. So, things like ethics, what is right, what is wrong, when we need to make those judgment calls, that a human is the one that's making them. And we should then double down on our embodied selves. How do we celebrate those and how do we make sure that they are incorporated when we are working with AI? I wrote about this in my Substack, so you can find me at psychobabble.substack.com. If you want to learn more, head over there and I'll see you in the next one.